Hello everybody, this is Levi Craig with another video for Watercolor Chaos. This one I did a painting of Eeyor and Tigger. It's been a while since I've painted, so the epidemic was a headache, and I think for everyone. But I really wanted to kind of start off and start making some more kind of kids stuff. I really loved Winnie the Pooh. That was always like my childhood kind of cartoon that was always a nostalgic, positive thing to always throw on. And just to give you guys a rundown of kind of like how my process works. Again, I know I'm kind of speeding through this so fast again, but you always start with a light pencil rough out. You know how that goes. You rough out what you're going to draw down, and then I use a kneaded eraser to like make a light erase the hard lines and leave a light impression behind that. Because you don't want those lines to show through that paint, because as you can see here, I'm already throwing down that paint. I've already got that Tigger's got that nice transition of yellow in his head to orange to a red. And then I'm transitioning a bit with the tail and everything like that. I'm starting to do a little bit of line work with the mouth. And now I'm just jumping into the background. But once again, I'm going to make sure that you get all your light stuff down first. First and foremost, you want to get all your light paint down so that when you want to do your heavy, darker colors, you can just do it over, because Tigger is a cartoon character, so there's kind of like probably like 3 layers in it generally. You got 1 layer as the base color, and then like some line work and maybe shading. I don't think I'm going to do any shading on this one, although I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I kind of forget what I did. That was yesterday, and this is like I'm doing a voiceover afterwards. But anyway, I'm playing around with all the background, which is kind of like a fun pastel-y green, purple, blue, and I got some teal in there. Like I use this Grumbatcher paint, and I don't use teal often, but I really love it. Oh, it's such a fun color to throw with so many other things. Like I was surprised it mixes so well with purple and with green. That's a fun color mix for me, is green and purple. It creates a nice neutral tone that's very pleasant to look at. But anyway, doing line work right now. You can see Tigger's face. I'm playing around with a little bit of line work. I've got this really cool brush. Oh my gosh, this was a little expensive. It was like 20 bucks. And it's kind of like, it's got a long horsehair. It's a size 6 again. It's normally what I use for everything, but it's got a very long point on it that I can really like control, a fine line to a thick line. And I was kind of practicing, how you hold the brush, whether or not it's just completely perpendicular or vertical or at an angle. Because I've seen other people, they like to keep their brush up steady to do their line work. Because if you hold it upright, it seems like you have more control over like how thick or how much water or color you apply to the surface. But anyway, so now I'm jumping into Eeyor now, which I kind of wanted his colors to be like blue and purple, very neutral, kind of toned out to reflect his somber character type, right? Eeyor is kind of like the, oh well, here we go again, another painting. But anyway, I just wanted it to be kind of colorful, match my style, and have fun with it. That matches Eeyor's personality. And I've been just using that brush for all that. And it's just so cool how versatile it is. Like I've really just enjoyed playing around with it. Like I can do the dark line work and I can apply the color with it. It's almost like a very universal tool where I could use it for almost anything. I'm also playing around with like I don't think not gonna see it for a minute, but I know I've been enjoying this other brush. It's like a size 000, and that's also for line work stuff. I'm learning, the brushes as I go. I typically just grab whatever and apply it, because I think so much of, my style as watercolorist is just adapting. I get started on a project like this, and I just go. You never know where it's going to end out. I mean, generally I got a plan for like what my colors are going to be like. I know where my highlights are going to be, because once again, watercolors is a little bit of planning with, you got to layer your colors, right? You always got to do your lights first, then you can do your darks. Because now that the paint is dry, like on the tail, for instance here, I can actually go in and layer, a darker color on top of that lighter color. If it was wet, it would just bleed everywhere, That's the characteristics of watercolors. And, that's another thing to point out with my style in particular is I work on dry paper. Some people wet the paper first so that you can get that, bleeding effect that creates really fun textures. But I wanted control and that control comes with a dry surface. And I think it's turning out pretty gosh darn good. I really like how it's all coming together. And that's pretty much it. I know I'm finishing up there, but I kind of want to get into like the promotional stuff. I know my website's not really up right now, but on YouTube, I hope you guys subscribe. And if you got any like comments or like questions, please. I mean, I know I'm not the most consistent answering, but I'm getting better. That's what counts. But yeah, finishing up, applying some green on the base, and get a little bit more line work with that 000 brush I was telling you guys about. And I was really happy with how this turned out. Kind of like Tigger jumped on Eeyor's back. I kind of like, gosh, playing around, and Eeyor ended up the butt of it. Well, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and please let me know what you want for the next one, or just comments in general. All right, you guys have a great day and stay awesome.